Hello, my name is Tanny Smith, and today's Light the World challenge is to teach someone something. And I am going to teach you guys how to draw a puppy, a kitty, or a bunny. And so this is a perfect tutorial if you have a very young kid who's been wanting to try to learn how to do animals. I learned how to do this when I was in first grade, so very young, pretty simple. And we'll see if I can still do it, as it's been a while since I've done it. So get a piece of paper and a pencil, and feel free to draw right along with me. So you're going to start with 6 circles all in a row. 6 circles. They don't have to be perfect circles, but they do need to be in a row because it's a laying down animal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, got 6. And then you need to make a decision as to which direction your animal is laying. Okay, so you need to pick either those two or those 2 circles. We're going to start with those 2 circles. And you're going to give that circle a dome. Those 2 circles get a dome over their head. And then starting right about here, you do a second dome that goes out and ends about halfway out. Like that's a little too high. Halfway to the spot too. So start about that point on the head and then down to that 6th circle about midway. And then the next base item you need is eyes. You just draw 2 little arches and 2 little dots. Now you can draw any kind of animal from this point on. So let's start with a puppy. So we gotta think about some things that puppies have. So puppies have pointy tails. So give him a pointy tail. And puppies have kind of bigger noses than most animals. So you give them kind of a big nose there in the middle. And we're going to have a dog with down ears today. So I like to give him wavy down ears like that. And you usually have to clean up this line here because ears are not see-through. And puppies, you don't really see their whiskers, so 3 little dots can do it just fine. And because you see dog's claws, they aren't retractable, he gets 3 lines like that to really define the paws. And that, well, he needs a mouth. There, now you finish off that, and there you go, you have a laying down puppy. And when I was a little girl, I liked to give him 1 black ear and 1 black eye because I thought that was just about the cutest thing. And a black spot on his back. He could even have a black tip on his tail. And there's a puppy. Alright, if you want to make that a kitty, you start with the same base that I just showed you. But a cat has a snake-like tail, so you do kind of a snake shape out the back. Like that. And kitties have a triangle nose. They just have a little triangle nose. And they have triangle ears. Like that. I always give my cats extra long ears. I just don't know why. And they usually have whiskers coming out of their ears. You can give them a couple whiskers. And give them a mouth. And they have whiskers on their face too. And because their claws retract, they just get 2 little lines to indicate softer paws. And you can also give them eyebrow whiskers because kittens are very whiskery. They have whiskers all over the place. Now, when I was growing up, I had a striped kitty named Tabby, so I usually would stripe my cat and give it lots of stripes to be a striped kitty. And they get a little triangle on their head for stripes. So there you go. There's a kitty. And then if you want to draw a bunny, same thing. You go back to your 6 circles and your 2 domes and your eyes. But this time it gets a fluffy tail. Bunnies have a fluffy tail. And big, whoa, Not a unicorn bunny. Holy cow, Tanny. Alright. On the side of the head, and I always like to give him like a floppy ear. One floppy ear that kind of came down. Like that. And here's the other one. Clean up. There, and bunnies have whiskers too, and they also have a triangle nose, and they have buck teeth. They also have eyebrow whiskers too. And they get the two things. They have soft paws as well. And there you go. There's a bunny. So what's cool about this trick is you can make any animal you want. So let's say you don't want to draw a puppy, kitty, or a bunny. You could draw a beaver too. You just gotta think about what makes up that animal. So a beaver has kind of like a big flat tail, right? And most people like to give it kind of these kind of plaid markings, hash marks. And a beaver has kind of a longer nose like a dog, and it also has buck teeth. But they have round ears. So let me clean that up. They have more kind of round ears, I think. I'd have to look at a picture, but I'm pretty sure they have round ears. They might be more like a, you know what, I think it's more like that. Yeah, there we go. That looks more beaver-like, doesn't it? They have more like those kind of ears. And this is why reference is important. And they would have dots like that. And again, I'd have to look and see what kind of paws they have. But then you have a beaver. And you can just go all day long with this. So I want you guys to think of what kind of animal you want to draw, and I'd love it if you sent me pictures of what you drew. I don't know. Could you do an elephant? I don't know if you could do an elephant. Maybe. You'd have to change some parts of it, but you can pretty much do any animal. As long as it's laying down, right? And there you go. Have a great day and send me pictures. I want to see your animals. Later, Gator. Bye.